How's everyone doing today? It's your boy A-Dog TV. That's another day of Gossip TV. Today we're going to be listening and discussing a podcast about women, who divorces the most in a relationship. If you was to ask me, I would say women divorce more, but men hang in there even though they don't want to divorce, because in a sense of obviously men have more to lose. That's if the woman not bringing financial gain in the relationship, and of course the man's got more financial benefits to lose. But if both of them are working and contributing equally, then yeah. Anyway, let's listen to it and we speak some more.
Basketball at one point, right? And you were overseas. So Paul talks about how he feels like overseas women are better than American women. What was your experience when you were out overseas?
Overseas women over there was trash. I was on an island called Malta. It's
Malta,
like
right?
Italy.
Yeah.
It was trash. Basketball for a woman. I was the second tallest person on that island, so I didn't really have I don't know, probably other situations where women are better, but I think American basketball and American women have an advantage. It wasn't really I feel like they're behind with everything over there,
yeah,
music,
that makes sense.
What about the women overseas in general?
What about them?
Like, what you think? She's saying, you was in one spot, right? But I'm just saying, do you believe that overseas women are more marriage material than American women?
Yes, because I feel like a lot of American
Pull your mic in.
inward.
Yeah.
I feel like American women and what we want as a man, it's like they tainted a little bit. Overseas women, they are with the normalities of cooking, cleaning, the simple things. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be a lot of arguments with them. It's not going to be a lot of telling them or just things that go against the grain. You know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah, I see what you're saying, because what I've been seeing about America is basically American women. When you listen to their podcast, the women podcast, they say, yeah, my man should do this, my man should do that, but he needs to get me a maid, he needs to do that. It's the American woman, it's like they've read the books about our ancestors, how the men were supporting the women, but they missed the whole part of where the woman's supporting the men. Because the reason why the man was doing everything for the woman is because the woman had no income. But now the woman has an income, but you still want your man to do everything for you. That's crazy. That's fentanyl. That's crazy.
American women. I mean, I feel like I'm talking bad about American women.
No, that's okay. That's a lot of people in your shoes.
Overseas, they just with the simple things.
Right.
But this is what I want to say.
Want the simple things.
This is what I want to say about overseas women, right? Overseas women were trained to be that way because the man was the provider and the steady head in the household. American women were not raised that way because a lot of black men were stripped from their households at a young age, and they grew up without a father present. So they were raised by independent women. I know you were. So that changes a woman's dynamic, because a woman is raised by an independent woman. She's being taught to be independent so she doesn't go through what her mother went through by being left alone to raise a child and have to struggle on her own.
When I said
so yes, there is overseas women do.
I don't think women are being taught to be independent, regardless whether the father's there or not. I feel like women are being raised by their mom when their father's not there, so they don't make the same mistake as in choosing the wrong man, and take your time. But ain't no woman out here is be like, yeah, you need to do this for yourself, do that for yourself. Because let's be honest, the new Gen Zs, most of them, even though they're being raised, as you call it, independent, but they're still after a man needs to do this for me and that for me and that for me, but you can't do these things for yourself. You feel me? Make it make sense.
Have an advantage when it comes to that, but they have men that are present. that are providers, that are taking care of the household. We do not have that. Now we have men that want to go 50-50 with you and want you to go work all day and then want you to come home and clean and cook for them too.
Women did that in the 50s. I don't understand what she talking about.
That's crazy. I think if a man wants you to do 50-50, the reason why he will probably want you to do that is because financially he can't afford everything. And a relationship is a partnership, isn't it? So if financially you know that your man can't afford everything, and you go in halves till his situation improves, I don't think anything wrong with it. It's like your man being up when you two met. Now he set you up with a business, for example, and all of a sudden, like his business has gone, like it's gone flat, like he's not making money no more. So you're telling me you're not going to support your man? Obviously, if you're saying 50-50 from day one, then you must mean that the man can't, financially he's not up there yet, because ain't no millionaire gonna be doing 50-50 with a woman that he has more money than. The only reason men do that is because financially you're basically saying if you don't have money, you can't find love. Money can always go, money can always go, man.
Not the norm. Women have always worked and men have always still been providers.
That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with non-traditional men wanting traditional women in the house. And that is my point. That's
correction. We're dealing with men hasn't changed when it comes to providing. Every man is trying to provide on what he can provide, because he's not gonna go and do something he can't afford to do. If you're telling him, I want this, I want that, he can't afford it, he should be able to, your man should feel comfortable to tell his woman, I can't afford this, and she should understand it. You can't be you can't afford this, you can't give me the money for this, that means you don't love me. No. You're a real woman, a woman that really cares about you, should understand. And know that, if you had it, you will give it, but the reason why you're not giving it, because you don't have it. That's what true love is.
how that goes. Like at the end of the day.
Hold on. I don't get on point across. All right, let's talk about why. Let's talk about why women in America are the ones raising the kids. You know why? Because it's the women overseas don't divorce their husbands. American women, what's the percentage of them divorcing? They not leaving.
Did your mom divorce her husband? Is that why you didn't have a dad?
Oh, that was tough. No, but let me just go back to what he was saying. When you look at the statistics, you can see women divorce their husband more than men do. And the women that divorce their husband more than men do is normally the housewives. But a woman that's already made, that's got business or whatever, that's making her own money, they don't divorce their husband. But it's the one that, is not financially, she's financially stable, but obviously the husband's controlling most of the finance. Those are the ones that divorce their husband. But yeah, let's go. She said something wild. That was too personal, man. Let's hear that.
American women, what's the percentage of them divorcing? They not leaving.
Did your mom divorce her husband? Is that why you didn't have a dad in your home?
Was that a shot? That sounded like below the belt.
That was tough.
My mom,
but he could be an example. My parents.
He wasn't, exactly. So there's a lot of people who have that situation.
But women in America leave their men.
He could be that
men
example.
don't leave the
My parents been
women.
together for 45 years.
Good example.
My parents been together for 50 years.
Okay, so that's like,
you know what I'm saying?
He could be that example, but that's a percentage of the world, and we're a percentage of the world.
But you can't say that women are leaving their men, and that's the reason, because a lot more people
women divorce their men more so than the men. But that's what I'm saying, though. But the women overseas are never. They have a culture to where they can't leave their men.
There's a lot of men who aren't even marrying women anymore and haven't been marrying women, and especially in our culture, in black culture, you hear a lot more situations where a woman is left high and dry with her child from a man that she was in a relationship with who just left her. Not because they divorced. Yeah, there's a certain...
Yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of when situations go wrong in a relationship, you know what everyone looks at? the man. Everyone looks at the man for fault. Literally, because a woman and a man can have a child, and the woman is moving in a sense of where all of a sudden, because you now have a child for this man, you're gonna start talking to him a certain way and behaving a certain way because you have something he loves. You know, so you're gonna try and control him like a remote, use a child like a remote. So obviously a lot of guys will be like, no, sorry, like what the heck, what's wrong with you? What has changed? I have a baby, I love my baby, but you can't be talking to me this way or, you know, treating me a certain way because you already know why you two were together, the kind of things he likes, but now you want to change it up to be like, oh yeah, nah, he's gonna stay because he loves his child. And if he decides to leave, then you stop the man from seeing his child as a punishment, forgetting about the child. You only care about how you feel. You know, people need to start putting their feelings aside and put the child first. Then when the child grows up with daddy issues or mommy issues, it's like, oh yeah, the father wasn't there, this, that. But did the father try to get contact, but you giving the father conditions? You feel me? It's wild, man.
Economic place where people are getting divorced, but for the most part, there are families in which women are having babies with men, and the men are just leaving them high and dry, and they have to be independent women. And that
you do have the choice to choose better men, also.
Is a lot more.
And that's another thing. What she just said, that's another thing for me is, I'm not promoting like, you know, deleting a child or whatever. I'm not promoting none of that. But I'm saying is, if you and a man was just messing around together or whatever, or not even messing around, you guys are dating or whatever, yeah, it takes two, and you now get pregnant. Now the guy says to you, you know what, I'm not ready to be a father. It's up to you. You have a choice. So now he's showing you the kind of person he is, that he's not ready to be a father. So you now decide to keep the child. Of course, yeah, you know, it's both. It takes two, I understand. So now the father has been an absent father, and he told you from the beginning he wasn't ready to be a father. Can you blame him? Or just flip the script. He was ready to be a father, but the mum says, you know what, I'm not fit to be a mother right now. I have a lot going on. I got to study this, that. I'm not ready to be a mum. She deletes the baby. Does the father have a say? No. So either way, you're going to blame the man anyway. So all of that stuff that's going on, they're talking about, oh yeah, but this but no.
Likely than women divorcing men. Period. So that's just the truth. And maybe in your economical
I gotta
status,
look at the percentages of all of
I
that.
bet you the
There's
percentages.
also a percentage of men that are left with their child because a woman wants to do this and that, wants to
That is true.
be outside, wants to be on the. That's
Exactly.
also a
That's true.
percentage.
There's
But
a
how much lower is that
know.
percentage? It's a lot
very
lower.
much lower.
It's very much lower.
Very much
And so
lower.
at the
I
end of the
agree.
day, the women are marrying their this is how it goes overseas.
Hold on, before she get into what goes on overseas, I know women that literally, they appreciate just having a child from a man and they don't want nothing to do with him. They'll have sex with him, have the baby, and say, you know what, I'm okay with just being alone. I'm glad I got my baby out the deal. That's scary.
You get of age, and at that point, you're marrying a man. Like in my culture, from my family in Iran, they're getting arranged marriages. You're marrying and you're taken care of as a woman. You're not worried about bills, trying to pay this, trying to be stressed out every day, going to work. You're not worried about that. When you turn of age.
Yeah, but the culture is different in Iran. This is what they're understanding. So one of the reasons why a lot of for example, a lot of different cultures versus black women. If you're dating a woman that wears wig, get her nails done every week, that makeup, cream, all them, I don't even know the name of all those creams. It becomes expensive. It literally becomes expensive. You know, and all of that you have to consider. Then if as a man you can't afford that, it becomes that you don't care. You can't, you know, it's a lot. Like a man's care. How much is a man's care? Like for me, for example, monthly, buy 2 deodorant, you know, Dove, 1 roll-on, 1 spray. I buy that twice. So 1 roll-on every 2 weeks. one spray every 2 weeks. So give or take. So say I'll spend £6 for both of them. Oh no, so about £7 for both of them times 2. That's £14 on my deodorant. Yeah, my cream. I've got sensitive skin, so I've tried all the cream in the world. Nothing works for me apart from Vaseline. And that Vaseline tub lasts me a month, and that's at what, another £2-3. Yeah. I don't have hair. I cut my hair myself. I shave my hair every 3 days. I have a clip at home, so you know I don't go to the barbers or whatever. What else? My cologne. Yeah, it's a bit pricey. Say about 200, but that lasts me a couple of months. I don't wear it every day. You feel me? What else? What else do I have? Okay, my soap. So I have, because I have sensitive skin, I use Simple soap for my face. Then the Sanex sensitive shower gel for my skin. So the Simple soap, you get about two bars of Simple soap for about £2. That lasts me a month. Then my Sanex lasts me about 2 weeks. So to give or take, call it about £30-40 on showering, whatever. You know. So that round it up to 50 a month on my skincare routine, whatever. But you know, if for a woman, £50. Now say for £50, that's just enough for like a makeup, that creamy makeup gel, whatever they call it. It look like clay. I don't know what that thing is called. That's just enough for that. You know. So now if a woman comes into my life, all of a sudden now the other money I have to pay other bills in my life, I'm now buying all this extra makeup, yeah, cream, whatever. Give or take, women say that sometimes £300-400 a month on their skincare routine. That's an extra £300-400 for my thing. Now, if I say I can't do it, does it mean I don't love you? You know? Or if I do it 1 month and I don't do it the other, does it mean I don't love you? You know, but you know, that's what women need to consider these things. But you need to think about, you know, okay, that, you know, this is an extra bill for the guy. You know, it's almost like, yeah, but if you can't do it for me, then what's the point of being with you? But I'm like, hold on a second, but before I met you, you was doing it for yourself. Then I hear girls online saying, what's the point of being in a relationship if I still have to pay my bills? That's so wild. I've never heard that in my life. Literally, when a girl said that in a podcast, she was like, what's the point of being in a relationship if I'm still paying for my bills? I'm like, what? So that's how you look at a relationship. You look at a relationship as a job, as an investment. Because you're sleeping with a guy, he should be paying for this and that. He should be willing to pay. I'm not saying a man shouldn't. A man should be willing to pay, but it shouldn't be the make or break of a relationship. That's what I put in it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. It's your boy, A-Dog TV. That's another Dev Gossip TV. I'm out. Watch out for part 2.